use that power.
Welcome to the first annual Tony Hawktober. 5 reviews in 5 days, rolling through one of my personal favourite series of all time to chronicle its rise and demise. So there really is no better way to kick off this week-long special than by taking a look at the first Tony Hawk game I ever played. With the continued success of the franchise following its first 4 Pro Skater titles, capitalising on the new, fresh ideas displayed in the latest game, Neversoft looked to reinvent what skateboarding and sports games in general represent, with a massive overhaul to the Creation Suite, a brand new original story and some major additions to the already tight controls. The entire thing looks and feels next level. The biggest addition by far is being able to get off your board, walk around and climb stuff, which leads to some truly satisfying gameplay, and more so than ever before, the endless moves and crazy combos are just supernatural. But before we get stuck in, we need a spunky, handsome character to play as. Creator Skater has been drastically overhauled with so many more options, and sets a standard for other games with its possibilities. Gone are the unnecessary shop features we saw in Pro Skater 4, and replaced with the option to fully customise your board, with various preset skins and a bunch of graphics and image sets to expand even further. The entire marketing around this game was a fully customisable experience, and they certainly nailed it. Creator Park has tripled its value with so many more usable items that provide so much potential, and as an extra bonus, the pre-made parks created by the developer team range from the robust and realistic to the creative and insane limits this game looks to break. Also new to the game is Creator Trick, that allows you to select and edit various animations to create some totally insane flips that complement the arcade-influenced gameplay perfectly. And through all of these new additions, the most important part of the experience, the amazing controls we're familiar with, are preserved flawlessly. Easy for anyone to pick up and play, but still with plenty of room to master. This is how a sequel should be done. It's taking the focus away from the professionals and giving the spotlight to you, the player, allowing you to personalise your experience. Even the menu themes can be switched up between a whole bunch of styles, including some really neat unlockable ones. This is customization. But possibly the biggest change to this year's release is the new and improved story mode, starring your custom skater on a journey to making it big time, where the big boys like me play. Alongside our childhood buddy Eric Sparrow, we start our journey learning the new stuff and familiarising ourselves with the old. Goals are offered in a similar fashion to THPS 4, but are more grounded to reality and split into chapters, with each section of the game closing with an important story mission to progress. Of course, we meet all the pros along the way in an adventure based on their true stories, implemented into the game's narrative to help it feel more realistic. Extra points lie in attention to detail, and this game is great at that. But no Tony Hawk game would be fun without a large host of locations to skate about in, as the story takes us on a tour of the US, with a few more exotic locations thrown in towards the end. The maps were built to push system limitations at the time and are full to the brim with skatable terrain. They all flow blissfully and feel never ending once you learn everything. While I certainly prefer some levels over others, it's no challenge to pour hours into any of them. I just find these games, Underground in particular, so meditative to play, destroying high scores and completing 4-corner challenges without bailing while the stellar soundtrack plays in the background. I don't think there is a single song in this game that doesn't fit, and by exploring, you can uncover some classic levels as well. School 2, Venice and The Hangar, all from Pro Skater 2. It's really a shame though that these locations don't include any bonus objectives, even if they were in that classic style. This game was trying to get away from that formula though, for the best, as it had got a bit samey after a while, and I can respect the gamble on a change. But with such a change like this, switching to a more adventure-oriented style, there are going to be some bad missions. Along with all of the restrictive objectives that require you to walk and climb around, and some other overly simplistic ones, for some fuck all reason, this game introduces vehicles into the mix. Whoa, check out how extreme the Birdman and his friends get in his latest game, Tony Hawk's Pro Leaf Blower. I mean, come on, why was this necessary? To break up the pace and pad the experience? The only padding a skateboard game should have is in Creator Skater mode, not this. Everything from souped up sports cars to broken down piles of shit and this. Each location features these missions and they all drag the high adrenaline gameplay to a halt. It's more fun turning moon gravity on and exploring Manhattan as Iron Man than it is to play these missions. Oh shit, look out! Fucking help me! Well, at least the vehicles don't break the game, but they aren't designed for levels and are in no way enjoyable. Thank God they don't leave a lasting impact. And as for the story, it is a simple but well crafted one that I'm super nostalgic for. After Eric tries to sabotage our chance at winning the Tampa Am contest and fails, the duo assigned to a skate team and make up to head out and shoot some crazy stuff. This brings us to Hawaii, one of my favourite levels in this game, and to possibly one of the biggest set pieces of the entire franchise. Trying to land the biggest trick to get sponsored, our character decides a rooftop jump between two hotels over a police helicopter. It's such a great, unrealistic, but still fucking awesome moment for this story. The big problem is though, Eric steals the footage, claiming he made the jump himself and steals our spot. Now, I don't know a whole lot about video editing, but I like to imagine his edited footage looks something like this. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. Spread my wings and fly away. And that's how Eric fooled the entire skateboarding world. Fuck knows how. All he's done the entire game is get chased out of town by drug dealers and just act like an all-around shady character. Once we make it to Russia, he steals a fucking tank and just... what is this guy's problem? What did we do to upset him so much to make him do all of this? That's one of the reasons I think this story works so well. It doesn't blatantly tell you how jealous he is of our ability, it just shows us instead. The final battle of the game sees us follow Eric around town in the line of a lifetime, while he apparently spawns Satan's fires to try and stop us, ultimately losing and handing over the original footage of the Hawaii jump. But hey, fuck this story. That ending is weak, bro. It's time we create our own story filled with impossible gaps and insane challenges where I become the true Tony Hawk. New with Thug comes Creator Goal, giving us the ability to create our own missions hosted by pedestrians, with custom text and some simple tools to let us do pretty much anything we want across all the levels in the game, including created ones. I used to do this all the fucking time when I was younger, plagiarizing the entire story of the actual game, but fuck it. I got my money's worth out of this mode alone, as well as playing through the missions in all of the pre-made custom parks too. Man, just look at the abundance of content here. More games need this level of customization. It's honestly a classic and forever will be in my mind. As far as yearly release sports titles go, the Tony Hawk series was always a big player, and this game, even with some of its lacking missions, is hard to fault in my opinion. So for that reason, Tony Hawk's Underground gets 8 out of 10. With some of the most consistently enjoyable gameplay and tightest controls still being improved upon, this is a peak for customization in video games and a simple formula executed in great fashion. The 5th release for this series gets only the 5th 8 out of 10 I've ever given on this channel. And I know some people are going to cry bloody murder about that, but hey, we've got 4 more days of Tony Hawk reviews, so it'll have to wait. Be sure to join me tomorrow when we take a look at Tony Hawk's Underground 2, and until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share. I'm Square-Eyed Jack, and I hope you have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching.